yesterday we have seen the case study problem that was based on the alternating current, and there we have seen two cases, like one case for the transformer and other case that was I just discussed one question on that, that is AC generator. So I think yesterday we now you are just have some idea about the case study problems, which types of problems can be asked in your board examinations, and also what are the cases and what is difficulties while we are examining any cases, and what we should study. I think the according to the questions, all that topics that are clear. Even I have just told you which topics can be asked in the case study problems, but still yesterday I have just taken only some applications of the AC current, like I have just taken applications, that is means AC current is used in transformer, and also we are using it in case of AC generators and in case of motors. So that is the applicative property, and in applications you have already studied it. Even in samples you have seen the case of Faraday case, but still case study questions can be asked with the help of your theoretical questions, your conceptual question, or also with any topic or any principle. So today I have just taken an example of case study which can be asked in such a way also, like we have already seen a question on the sample paper that was sparkling or brilliance of a diamond. So the brilliance of diamond or sparkling of diamond is a phenomena. So the questions can be asked also on the based on the phenomena. So here we have already I have just taken a question that is based on the electromagnetic waves. So in case of electromagnetic wave, this chapter is very actually small, and you think that there cannot be any case study problem, but not. There can be actually a huge number of case study problems. Like you know that electromagnetic waves are using in we are using that in every field. We are using to modulate, demodulate the means in communication system we are using in satellite communication, in other number of applications. You have seen of 7 electromagnetic waves that we have, as these waves can propagate in vacuum, in mediums, in plasma medium, in conducting medium, every medium they can propagate. So that's why these waves are more useful for us, because if we want to study about any system, any medium, these waves can be useful there, because these waves can propagate through any medium. Yes, property can be changed, and we have already studied that velocity will be changed if it will propagate in some mediums, and if mediums are different, like if mediums are dielectric, if mediums are conducting. I have just explained in classes some of the examples also, what will be the case if the electromagnetic waves are propagating in dielectric medium, in conducting media, in plasma medium. So we have a number of mediums also. If they are propagating in that, if they are propagating in vacuum, then their effects are also different, their amplitude, their different properties that are changing. So according to their change, there can be a number of questions based on that. And so don't think that this chapter is easy, as it contained all properties of electric and magnetic field. Means whatever you have studied in case of electric, electrostatic, magnetostatic, electrodynamic, magnetodynamic, all these things, it is combinations of that. As we have seen in case of Maxwell's equations, he has taken 4 equations, and that 4 equations represent 4 different branch of physics. One is electrostatic, one is magnetostatic, one third is electrodynamic, then magnetodynamics, and that's why that is all is collectively it is known as electromagnetism and electromagnetic waves. So now you can, I think simply you have the idea what is the difficulty while we are just studying the electromagnetic waves. So the case here, let's see the case. The case here, the propagation of electromagnetic wave. Actually, this is not any phenomena. This is simple a process that electromagnetic wave is suffering. And if you know that here case is very simple. I've just taken 3-4 lines. There can be also some of the lines we can add here, and due to actually less test space I have added it here. So the case is here, an electromagnetic wave is made up of oscillating electric and magnetic fields which are oscillating mutually perpendicular and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So these are very simple lines, like you know that in case of electromagnetic waves, as there are two types of oscillating fields, electric field and magnetic field, and you know that oscillating electric field that are producing magnetic field and oscillating magnetic field that are further producing electric field. So this system is continuously going on, and also the direction of electric and magnetic field, so that there should not be any mutual interaction, they are propagating in a mutually perpendicular direction. So they are not propagating in the same, actually not propagating, they are not oscillating in the same direction, they are oscillating opposite. Suppose that if electric field is oscillating in this direction, and magnetic field will be either in this direction or in this direction. So according to the direction of propagation, if direction of propagation of electromagnetic wave is it, then here the magnetic direction of magnetic field will be this. So this is the basic phenomena of electromagnetic waves that is bring here. So question can be, number of questions can be asked on this case study problem. I think the case is very clear. So the case is simply about propagation of electromagnetic wave, and while we are talking about the propagation of electromagnetic wave, it means that I'm expecting you with you that you have every knowledge about electromagnetic wave already. Means the basic knowledge about electromagnetic waves, you have already that knowledge. What is its velocity, what is the its how can we know its transverse nature, all these properties you know also already. So suppose first question you have, that is for example, I just want to take here, actually I haven't mentioned here any medium. So suppose I am just saying that if suppose that an electromagnetic wave that is propagating in any dielectric medium, listen the question, I'm not going to write it here. If any electromagnetic wave that is propagating in any dielectric medium, and now after propagating from dielectric medium, suppose that here it is propagating here the dielectric medium, and after that it is vacuum medium. So what will be the change in the property of electromagnetic wave, or which of the properties that will change? So as what is the cases, you can pause the video and you can think the answer also, but still I am just going to answer it. So I am just saying that suppose that this is dielectric medium and here vacuum medium. So we have two medium, and obviously between these two medium there will be some interface. So you are seeing these phenomena is just like we have studied about in case of refraction of light. So as you know that light is also an electromagnetic wave, and all the properties of light will also be applicable on the all of the 7 electromagnetic waves. So the case is, I think, very clear. So if any light wave that is going from one medium to another medium, then you know that first which don't change, then frequency of electromagnetic wave that will not change, because frequency is the characteristics of a particular wave. That is not the characteristic of medium. So that's why whether medium is changing or not, it will not affect the frequency of electromagnetic wave. So frequency will not change here, but still what will change here, as you know that wavelength is the characteristics of medium. The two things, don't think that they have inversal relation, then those two things are correlating. Frequency is the characteristics of electromagnetic wave or any wave, but wavelength is the characteristic of medium. So if medium is changing, then wavelength will change. So here the wavelength will change when any electromagnetic wave will go from dielectric to vacuum medium. Secondary thing which will change here, the velocity will change. So as you know that nu is equal to c by lambda, or simple, if you are that this new, this is frequency is not changing, so and wavelength is changing, so to keep it constant, obviously this velocity that will change. So here also, if medium is changing, then velocity will change accordingly to it. Here in this case, what will be, as you are knowing, know that in vacuum light has, or any electromagnetic wave has greatest velocity. So obviously from moving from dielectric to vacuum, the velocity will increase. Velocity will change, wavelength will change, frequency will not change. So you have to keep all these factors, and just simply you light, the properties of light, that is cleared in your mind already. So apply that property to understand the property of electromagnetic wave. So the question we have discussed, that is, which property of electromagnetic wave changes when it is propagating from dielectric to any vacuum medium. So that the property that is changing, we have calculated, we know that this is the wavelength of the electromagnetic wave and also the velocity of the electromagnetic wave, it will change. Here if I ask to you whether the oscillating electric or magnetic field, that will change or not, questions can be asked based on this, as we have already know that, and I have told you in case that electromagnetic wave is made up of due to oscillating electric and magnetic field. So whether it will change with the medium or not. So as you know that when we are changing the medium, then due to change in medium, like in dielectric medium, you know that here the introduction of a new type of current, that is the displacement current, that occurs. So if displacement current that is occurs here, then obviously electric field and electric current that will change. So oscillating electric field will change, then definitely it will change the oscillating magnetic field, because magnetic field is producing due to change in electric field. So obviously if there will be effect on any field, then due to that second field will also affect. So the magnitude of electric and magnetic field that will change here. But if I ask again the question that whether the direction that will change or not. So the direction of electromagnetic wave that can also change in actually that direction can change. Obviously you know that if it is going from denser to rarer medium, then its direction can be changed. If it is going from rare to denser medium, then its direction can be changed. If its velocity is changing, its refractive index is changing, then according to that direction will also change. Either it can diverge or converge to the normal. So obviously it can change. And also if I ask the transverse nature of electric field or transverse nature of electromagnetic wave, that will change or not. So the transverse nature of electromagnetic wave that will not change due to any medium. We have already proved it, even I have discussed that in class, that whether the electromagnetic wave or propagating through vacuum, it is propagating through dielectric medium, it is propagating through conducting media, or in through the plasma media, there will be students, due to some problem I have to change the board. So I think you have already written the case as I have written on the board I was using before it. So I think there is no problem still. What is the problem while I am changing the board? The case is we were discussing, that is the case of propagation of electromagnetic wave, and we have discussed a number of questions on that. Actually here I am not going to take 4-5 questions. I am just explaining you today which types of questions can be asked on such types of case study. So the case study is the propagation of electromagnetic wave, and I am trying to actually collect all the questions in the single topic. As we are talking about the case, then definitely if I'm giving you the case of propagation of electromagnetic wave, it means that as I told you before, that I'm already expecting that expecting from you that you have already every knowledge about the electromagnetic wave and what is its usage, what is its characteristics, which types of properties it follows. Like I have just one question is that if suppose that in 1 mark question I asked you how the electromagnetic waves are produced, or how electric and magnetic fields are produced in any electromagnetic wave. So in conceptual question I have already discussed this question. Still, again just let's see its answer. As I have told you that oscillating electric and magnetic fields produces electromagnetic wave. So in the case of when where in case of electromagnetic waves there are charged particles, and due to that electric fields are generating, and due to oscillation in electric field obviously magnetic field will be generated. So continuously, and obviously magnetic field is oscillating, due to that electric field is generated. So continuously this process is repeating, means due to oscillating electric field magnetic field is generating, and due to oscillating magnetic field electric field is generating, and you can see that two phenomena with the help of Maxwell's third and fourth equations. So I think there is no confusion girls in that section. Due to that two continuously electric magnetic fields that are generating, and they are perpendicular to each other. So the question as I have discussed before, that was whether it will show transverse nature while it is going from one medium to another, or this transverse property that will change. So as you know that transverse nature is the property of wave. So guys, one more thing you have to keep in your mind: the property of wave that will not depend on this medium in which it is propagating. Like if we are talking about frequency, then frequency will not change. If we are talking about the transverse characteristics, then it will not change. But the properties that are depending on the medium also, like wavelength, velocity, that is all depending on the wavelength. So that's why this will change while it is propagating from one medium to another medium. And the same thing you have already studied with the help of Snell's law also. So I think the questions that I have discussed, that is clear. Still there can be a number of questions like in one word, if I here can be asked oscillating electric field that are producing, or simple electric field is producing somewhere, so with which Maxwell's equation you can represent it. Now this time, to answer this question, as propagation of electromagnetic wave, this question can be asked because you are talking about the oscillating electric and magnetic field. And if I am just talking about, the question is that electric field is producing, and due to that magnetic field is producing. So suppose that with the help of magnetic field electric field is producing, so which equation shows is that? So at this point you must remember all the four equations of Maxwell's, and with the order, order of Maxwell's equations should not be changed. First equation is of electrostatic, second is magnetostatic, third is electrodynamic, fourth is magnetodynamic, and that should not be changed. You should remind that. So the fourth equation that you have seen, that the fourth equation is del cross B, that is equal to J plus some JD. So this equation shows us that due to change in magnetic field there will be actually this equation is not this equation. This, due to change in magnetic field there will be a production of electric field in the system. So this is the parallel of electromagnetism. You know that if in any coil, if the magnetic field that is producing, if there is any change in magnetic flux, then due to change in magnetic flux there is a production of EMF, and its direction and its property is given by Lenz's law also. So you know the things already in the chapters of electrodynamics, but still Maxwell's third equation represent this thing, like production of electric field with the help of oscillating magnetic field. And again the question can be asked, the production of magnetic field with the help of electric field, which equation shows it? So again you have the fourth equation, modified Ampere's law. So modified Ampere's law tells us that if there is change in electric field, then due to change in electric field, a magnetic field that will be produced. So this is the case of magnetodynamics. So I think that is clear to you what is the uh, case of electrodynamics and magnetodynamics. So the guys, I think the question are clear which we have discussed here. Still there can be questions. I am not going to written it on the board. I'm just discussing it with you, so try to listen the question and answer it yourself. Next question, like that can be asked with you, how can you prove there is the transverse nature in electromagnetic wave with the help of Maxwell's equations? So in actually like in 1 mark it can be asked, and you have to do it also very frequently. So as you know that if you use this formula, if you use as this is the solution for the equation, wave equation, that is obtained in case of when we have taken the curl of equation 3 and curl of equation 4. So when we take curl of equation 3, then the equation in E that will be obtained, and this is the solution of that equation. So I think there is no confusion in Maxwell's equation, as I have discussed all the things here already. So using this, if you take the del E here, so with the help of it, this obviously this will be differentiated in terms of the space coordinate. So if you differentiate it, then here Ik and lastly E will be obtained. So here we can replace this quantity del by Ik, and similarly if you take deva T of E, then you will find out here minus I omega and again whole of the E. So it means that deva T can be replaced by minus I omega. So now only these two things you have to remind. If in 1 mark question actually you can directly use it, and if you are using in equation number 3rd and the second first, the first equation for any, like in vacuum case, this is equal to 0, del dot B is equal to 0, and del cross E is equal to minus deva B by deva T. With all these three equations you can prove it only. Just use it. From this equation you can write K dot E, that is equal to 0. So the dot product of two vectors, if this is 0, it means that this K is perpendicular to E. Clear? And also with this equation, if you are putting this value Ik, then finally what will be obtained? This is K dot B, that is equal to 0. So from here K will be perpendicular to this vector B. And again the third equation, if you are using this here, so K cross E is equal to minus deva T, in place of deva T you can use minus I omega. So minus will be cancelled out. Finally I omega B we will obtain, and I can be cancelled out from both sides. And this equation, as you know that this is showing A cross B is equal to C something, means vector A cross vector B, that is equal to vector C. So this equation represents that this vector C, this will be directly proportional to this vector A, and also this vector C, that will be directly proportional to this vector B. So now we have three terms, this 4 terms we have. So in first terms we are seeing that this is direct, K is representing the direction of propagation of electromagnetic wave. So as this direction of propagation is directly proportional to E, this direction of propagation is directly proportional to B, magnetic field B, and also magnetic field is not directly proportional, this direction of propagation is perpendicular to electric field E, this direction of propagation is perpendicular to magnetic field B, and also magnetic field is perpendicular to electric field E. So from all these three equations you can see that these all will be mutually perpendicular. So if these are mutually perpendicular, it means that the components that are making it, that are perpendicular, they are vibrating in perpendicular direction. And you know that when we were studying the wave phenomena, so in the wave phenomena case, if this is the direction of propagation of wave and particles are oscillating in perpendicular direction, then this is the transverse wave. So here we are seeing that if this is the direction of propagation of wave and electric and magnetic field that are propagating perpendicular to it, it means that it will be in transverse nature, and you can show it very easily with the help of the Maxwell's equation and this simple phenomenon. Actually, Maxwell's equations helps us to derive so many things very easily in mathematical form. Actually, he used vector algebra to solve it, and if you have the knowledge about that, then you can easily calculate it, you can easily solve it for any medium. In any medium you can show that it will have transverse nature. And what is the velocity? Suppose that the next question is that if you have two media, like one media is some any media, dielectric or simple any media which have refractive index 1.5, and the another media which has refractive index something 2.5. Suppose that we have the example, and this is the two media, and this is an interface that is dividing these two media, and now electromagnetic wave is propagating from this media to this media. Clear? Then what will be the velocity ratio of the velocity of electromagnetic waves? So this question can be asked also. So what will be the ratio here? So as you know that this c, the velocity, that is, you know that is proportional to inversely proportional to the refractive index. So since this is inversely proportional, then you can write, suppose that in this v1 is velocity, v2 is velocity, directly you can use it. Also you know already these things with the help of Snell's law. In Snell's law you have seen that with the help of refractive index you can prove that what is the correlation of refractive index with velocity. And as I've told you already, actually you have already studied everything for light waves and the whole property of light wave, like the case of interference, diffraction, refraction, reflection, all laws will be equally applicable to all electromagnetic waves. So here we are talking about the case collectively, we are talking a general case for electromagnetic wave. Then all the laws as you have already learned it for light, then this will be applicable. So you can use this law to solve it. So simply what will be the ratio v1 by v2, that will be equal to n2 by n1. So just solve it, simply just solve it. This will be the answer, this will be the ratio of, and after solving you can see that its ratio will be obtained 5:3. So this is the answer of the question here. So such types of questions can be asked here. So guys, I think case study, there is only relationship of questions is that the questions will be asked by in that case, but here nothing can be asked, or some questions can be asked with the lines that are given there. Only actually question will be related to the topic. So that's why you have to study everything very briefly if you have to answer these 4 questions. So that's why I have discussed already 2 days these questions, that how can you understand the case study. Tomorrow we will study, or some of the case study we will also discuss tomorrow. So I think if you will we will discuss 4-5 case study problems, then after that you will be able to understand all the case study problems. So there will be no problems at all after that. So I think there this is still clear. So what can be also again other questions what can be asked here. Suppose that I can just ask, if electromagnetic wave is propagating, so whether it is propagating and it is, suppose that on the propagation it is falling on any surface. So what can be the effect that it will show when it is falling on any surface? It is very simple question. Electromagnetic wave that is propagating, and now we are allowed to fall that electromagnetic waves on any surface, then what impacts can be obtained. So if the suppose that if surface is metallic surface, then you know that on metallic surface, if light or any electromagnetic wave that is of suitable frequency, then means if it will be greater than its threshold frequency, then there will be the effect of photoelectric effect that can be obtained. But if the frequency that will be below the threshold, then no electrons or no emission of electron, no photoelectric effect that will be obtained. And also there can be other cases, some of the lights that can show some fluorescence or other properties, so that depends on the material on which it is falling on. Clear? So just like I have just taken the example of metals, if there are metals, then photoelectric effect can be obtained. And also other effects like what properties can change here for the light. So obviously energy of electromagnetic wave that will change here. It will impart some momentum, some energy to the system, so there will be change in momentum also. And also you know that after falling its velocity, its wavelength, that will also change. So properties of light that can be also changed. Also the question can be asked that whether its momentum and energy are changing while it is incident on any metal surface, then obviously yes, this will be changed, because on striking with it there is a collision, and in collision there will be some transfer of momentum will take place. Yeah, that can be totally conserved, but transfer will take place here. So I think the questions that are clear. Still I have just collected the questions of photoelectric effect, uh, properties of light like diffraction, interference, refraction, refraction here. So only to show you, the questions can be asked from anywhere. Like if we are talking about electromagnetic waves, then light is also an electromagnetic wave, so questions can be asked with the help of light chapters also here. So that's why don't think this chapter is very small. As in starting I have just told you. So just briefly read it, try to understand the case study questions. In next day we will again see the some case study problems. I think whatever I have just explained today, whatever I was trying to explain you about the case study, that is all clear. So next day we will see a series of questions based on the case study. Today I was just explaining you what is the problems in while we are discussing about the case study. So I think all that things are clear. So from next day we will start a series of questions, question answer solving. We will start it. So for today let's end the class here guys. I think all the problems are clear now. So thank you.